Hi guys, my name is Nandini and in today's video I am going to be talking about inspiration and ideas. If you're struggling to come up with ideas for your videos, I just want you to know that there are endless possibilities as a beginner and it is completely alright. Here are some tips or suggestions that have helped me out and I personally think are very important. So let's just begin with them. The first important thing for me, and I think this is just like a game changer and something that you really need to do, is to have an understanding of all mediums. By all, I mean like many mediums. Now, why is this important? It is important to help you materialize the ideas that you have, to actually choose the best medium possible for what you think could be an amazing idea for an artwork. Now, when I'm telling you to know every medium, I do not mean that you need to know everything about it. I want you to have a rough understanding of all the mediums, to have tried it out a little or just know about them in general. This is not only going to help you create an amazing final outcome, but it will also help you understand what mediums you like and what work for you. Now, you might think, okay, that is something that sounds helpful, but where do I learn about these mediums? I personally have learned a lot about mediums over here on YouTube. There are artists who have been practicing art in several years and they share their knowledge on artworks, which is just incredible. I am going to mention some channels over on the screen so that you can probably check them out and learn something from them. Now, after you have a strong material knowledge, the next thing that you really need to look out for is an understanding of why you're creating your artworks, what you're trying to accomplish through your artworks. I think it is extremely important. And remember, there is no right or wrong answer. For me personally, I want to make people feel understood through my works and I want them to feel like, hey, I understand you, I am here for you, and you're not alone. And for you, it could be anything, probably something to do with emotions, probably it could be that your artworks serve a very decorative aesthetic purpose in interior spaces, they just make people happy. It could be more niched, for example, topics like feminism or very culturally niched. So it could really be anything, and it is important to establish the why before you even begin thinking about ideas. This is not to say that you need to stick to a specific idea or a specific topic throughout your works. That is definitely not what I'm trying to say, but it is important to understand why you're creating an artwork, or like establish a groundwork for your artwork so that there is opportunity for ideas and it's not very wide. After you've figured out the why, it is very important to respond accordingly. So, in my case, as I mentioned, I like to create artworks that are emotion based, that make people feel understood. So, what I do for that is whenever I am feeling intense emotions or just in general, I keep in check of my emotions and I try to visualize what it could be portrayed as. For example, in my scoliosis series, Embrace Your Imperfections was a artwork which really originated from the idea that I started viewing my scar as a symbol of my strength and how it served as a constant reminder of my growth and transformation. And I think transforming it into a concrete painting not only gave me an incredible feeling, but from what I understood, people who have been through the similar experience felt very understood. But at the same time, my other painting, Cage, originated when I felt like an imposter. Despite striving for growth, I kind of ignored that there are very difficult moments. You cannot just like let go of them all at once. And when I felt that sense of sadness, I realized that, oh my god, I need to acknowledge the dark moments. So I feel like keeping in check of your emotions is very important. And right now I'm working on an artwork on grief. Obviously, grief is an intense emotion. I didn't start making an artwork just after feeling it. It has been in my mind for around 2 3 years. I have been trying to materialize it. I've been trying to figure out a concrete way of conveying my emotions. Now, for you, if your artworks serve a decorative purpose, I would say that you need to study trends and shape them around a very personal approach and create something unique with that. But it is really important to figure out probably what colors are trending, probably the styles that are trending, and create your unique voice. If probably your artworks are very culturally rich, you could create a juxtaposition of modern and untraditional, whatever it may be, like motifs or like lifestyle, I don't know, whatever it is. And you could preserve the kind of heritage, but at the same time, make it relevant for today. I think after having understood the why and responding accordingly, I would like to say that I would want you to give yourself the permission to play. I know with ideas, you really doubt yourself. You might think that, oh my god, this is a very nice idea at a certain point, but after some time, you might just question yourself, oh my god, is this stupid? But something that really helped me out was that if I was getting a few ideas constantly, I think they serve a purpose. I think they're in my mind for a reason, and I think it is very important to kind of just make it and not overthink it. And I think that can be very difficult, overthinking it a lot. Something that helps me out is just the understanding that not every artwork can be a masterpiece. For example, if you were even thinking about the most famous artists, most people just know like one or two artworks from them. Like, for example, from Vincent van Gogh, you might know the Starry Night. From Da Vinci, you might know the Mona Lisa. Also, I feel like what you like is not necessarily what everybody likes. I personally like creating works for myself, and if my gut feeling is telling me that I need to make it, I make it. Even if I had that constant doubt, okay, this might not be as strong. A very strong example for that for me personally was my exhibition, wherein when I saw people loving works that weren't my personal favorite, it kind of made me question everything. It was like, oh my god, I didn't even want to display this artwork, and I did regardless, and people are loving it. So it really made me think that it is fine. It is actually beneficial to kind of experiment. It not only enriches your skills or your style or whatever as an artist in the long term, but it also provides opportunity for you to figure out what artworks are more relatable than others. So I think whatever doubts are in your mind, if you get an idea and it's constantly coming up in your head, you really need to give yourself the permission to play. Now, obviously, I am giving you guys these tips, but like every other journey, being an artist is a difficult one. And before I went all in, I told myself no matter how many times I'm going to fail, I'm going to pick myself up every time and tell myself that I can do this. Now, obviously, saying that is much more easier than actually following through it, and I am in the very beginning phase of my journey, but I think till now I have felt like I have failed a lot of times, but every single time I have told myself that I can do this, and probably even tomorrow I can feel that way. But it is very important to tell yourself that you can do it. And I'm just hoping for a beautiful journey ahead, and let's see where it takes me. Now, before I end today's video, I would just like to say that there is no single way of finding inspiration. What works for me might not work for you, and there are many different ways. Some people enjoy making thumbnails and figuring out what they would want the final outcome to be, and kind of deriving inspiration from all of them. Some people enjoy making mood boards. It could be anything. I think the most important thing is to try everything out and understand what works for you. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I wish you found it helpful and it inspired you in any way. Let me know any questions that you have in the comments section and what you would like for me to make future videos on. See you guys in the next video.